You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. Welcome to Abilene, Texas, and a doubleheader day that begins with a really fun women's matchup. UTRGV coming all the way up north to take on Abilene Christian. And now welcome courtside, everybody. Zach Carlisle with Sawyer Davis, Mariah Williams, and Joseph Chapa coming up as well on the sideline. Jam-packed day. Can't wait for this. And these are two teams today that really need this game. UTRGV, 3 straight losses. ACU hasn't won 2 in a row in league play yet. It's a big one today.
Well, what I would call this game, Zach, is a momentum game for both of these teams. You know, RGV had coming off a 3-game losing streak. Got to win this game to come off of to get their momentum back. ACU hasn't won 2 games in a row yet. So I think they really want this game to kind of get their momentum to continue their season and to continue conference play especially.
Here's the impact players today. Ayanna Dorsey playing well. Maddie Miller just hit 1,000 points in her ACU career.
These 2 players I'm going to call my dogs today. They're going to be my dogs. They play like dogs. Ayanna Dorsey, she really puts the team on her back, and of course Maddie Miller, 1,000 points in her career. Really imperative that they put the ball in her hands tonight.
This is going to be a fun one, and these are 2 teams that have played a lot here recently. Let's talk more about the history. Send it over to the 3rd member of our team, Mariah Williams.
Thanks, guys. ACU and UTRGV have a long history of past matchups. Last season, the Wildcats faced up against the Vaqueros twice in the regular season and once at the conference championship. During the initial matchup last January, the Wildcats defeated UTRGV, but fell through in the next match in February. They matched up again in March at the WAC Conference Championship, which was held in Las Vegas, where the Vaqueros came out on top with a 73-70 score. This is the first game of the season where the 2 teams are matched up against each other. Back to you guys.
Mariah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a nice little history here these last couple of years between these 2 teams. Played in the WAC tournament in March. They meet for the first time this year on this Saturday afternoon. Glad you're with us. Off we go. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Abilene Christian in front by 1 over UTRGV. Glad to have you with us. Let's talk about a connection between these 2 teams and send it over to the 3rd member of our team, Mariah Williams.
Thanks, guys. Wildcats forward number 32, Brooke Jensen, is a transfer from UTRGV. She came to ACU after playing one of her best games against the Wildcats in the WAC championship last March. She's a sophomore kinesiology major from Spirit Lake, Idaho. She went to Timberlake High School where she played golf, softball, volleyball, and basketball. Jensen was named the All-Idaho Player of the Year and played in 31 games as a freshman with the Vaqueros. Back to you guys.
Mariah, thank you. And yeah, it's this kind of thing where when you lose to the team in the postseason, let's go get the player that tormented you the most. She scored 14 against Abilene Christian, a career high in the WAC tournament a year ago. So Julie Goodenough said, well, we're going to bring her to Abilene. That's exactly what the Wildcats did. Abilene Christian and UTRGV, what a first half this has been. Back and forth, it's the Vaqueros by 1 over the Wildcats here at the break as we say welcome courtside. Zach Carlisle with Sawyer Davis. And we wanted an entertaining first 20 minutes. It's exactly what we got. It was a little bit back and forth, started out a little defensive, and then it really got going there in the second quarter.
Well, after what I thought was going to be a lopsided affair, you know, turned into a great game, and it's 1-point differential here at half, and I think we've got an exciting second half for you in store.
Well, here we take a look at the first half stats brought to you by First Bank Texas. 6 threes in the half for UTRGV. ACU with 3 of them. They're actually shooting it pretty well, but turning it over quite a bit. But Ayanna Dorsey, without a doubt, has been the story. 20 first half points.
And she just continues to shoot the 3 and come up with fouls and do work at the free throw line. She's really been impressive, and I just love watching as it unfolds.
Second half is coming up in just a little bit. And before we start this third quarter, let's check in with the 3rd member of our team, Mariah Williams.
Thanks, guys. The women's team is the first game today for today's doubleheader in the newly renovated Movie Coliseum. The Wildcats are finally excited to see students fill these stands, as this week was the start of the spring semester. Students students are able to enjoy the student section where they can cheer on their Wildcats surrounded by the pep band along with our spirit teams. The men's team will follow tonight at 6 p.m. up against the UT Arlington Mustangs. Back to you guys.
Mariah, thank you. Yeah, we've got a doubleheader today on ESPN Plus, and it's been nice to have everybody back on campus as we get things rolling in this second semester, and the games mean just a little bit more as you get going as well.